I drive for both Uber Eats and DoorDash. Uber Eats is a slow platform in my area. I get maybe 2 to 3 deliveries a day, but they pay well. They pay well now. Uber Eats switches it up from time to time, and in order to close your order out, you have to get a PIN from the customer. We've talked about the PIN number in the past. Well, I had a delivery to a factory, and when I went to go make the delivery, the executives would not let me hand the order to the customer. They said they would do it so I could not get a PIN number from them or from the customer, and could not close the order out. When I called Uber Eats, they couldn't seem to close the order out for me because of issues that they required a PIN. So I asked them, are they going to be switching to PIN numbers all the time? And they said, no, they're going to do it randomly. It's kind of a pain in the butt to deal with. And I agree, that is. Now, as far as DoorDash, I've had a customer pull a knife on me one time, and fortunately, I was already backing out of the driveway, so I just kept going, but I tried to get to know all the DoorDash drivers and Uber Eats drivers, and I passed that order on to every one of them because I always try to remember that address, so basically I blacklist them so nobody's going to make a delivery to that customer anymore. The other issue I have is with the stealing of the tips all the time. I've been keeping track of it, and it's just getting out of hand. So I'm trying to think of a way that they can't get away with it. And one of the things I came up with is if we can contact our regular customers, because everybody has regulars, I have mine too, and tell them what's going on. And when they place the order, tell them to only tip 7 cents, being the lucky number 7. We'll know that they'll tip us when we get to the location instead of tipping through the app. That way, DoorDash, if they're going to steal it, all they're going to get is 7 cents, and you'll still get your tip from the client. But how do we pass that along to all clients that we deliver for? It's going to be a slow process, but I think that would work. What are your thoughts on this? Robert, I got to tell you, that's very imaginative. But the one thing you're not considering is if the customers are paying only 7 cents, keep in mind that's going to come across as a $2.50 order or a $3 order, and it's going to get rejected like crazy. So that means you are going to have to accept every single $2 and $3 order and check the tip, to make sure that it's the 7 cents. I like your thinking, and I like the thought process on it. But I don't think it would work. You would really have to come up with some system that's foolproof. But the problem is, like I said, it's going to come across as like a lowball offer, and it's going to keep getting rejected and rejected and rejected. Unless you're someone who accepts all orders, that's a totally different story. But I like your imaginative creativity on this, but I just don't think it would work. How you're imagining it to. I'll tell you this, give it a shot. Maybe if you can work the system and it works for you, then hey, that's great. But it's very possible it might not. So, again, do it how you see fit, but I just don't know if it's going to work across the board for everybody.